Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 100, and today we're returning with a special thank you episode where you'll see the season finale today as we play our final two Premier League games. We could still mathematically be crowned champions and retain our title, plus the second leg of our Champions League semi-final tie at home to Paris Saint-Germain, and if we do get through to it, you'll see the final as well, plus the recap to season 10 too. So loads of stuff to get through today in the special thank you episodes. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. And normally at this point we would show you what's been going on off camera, but of course you saw the last two games in the last episode. That thrilling 3-3 draw away at the Etihad Stadium where me and Yaya Toure were almost coming to blows on the sidelines there, which effectively ended any chance, realistically, of being crowned champions. And then of course the fantastic response in midweek away at the Parc des Princes, the 3-2 win against Paris Saint-Germain, even with a tired team, missing a few starters as well. One of the biggest and best wins of the series, no doubt, but that late Mbappe goal, the 96th minute, does mean heading into the second leg, you'll see today in the second game of today's episode, PSG must score twice if they're to go through, otherwise we're in to the final. But it could have been three had we not conceded a right to death. But also a reminder as well, for those that haven't been keeping up to this with the season too intensely, this is how things are looking in the Premier League right now. After that draw away at the Etihad Stadium, Liverpool thrashed Huddersfield in their game of hand, which means that they're now 3 points clear and have a much better goal difference record as well. So effectively in the first game today, the penultimate game of the season, the title could be wrapped up and it could be Liverpool's. Arsenal, by the way, have absolutely bottled it towards the end of the season. They had a great chance to win the title, but now it's basically impossible to do it. They just drew on Thursday night against my team, Millwall, as well. So they're now out of the title race, and it's us or Liverpool now, as we know, but it's highly unlikely it's going to be us. The final two games look like this. Liverpool are away at Wolves, Molineux, and we're at home to Watford, who are still fighting for survival. And on the final day, the Reds are at home to Southampton, so that should be a win for them there. And we're away at Hillsborough against Sheffield Wednesday. So we need to win both our games, and Liverpool need to lose at least one of their two games as well. I should say at least slip up in one of their final two games if we're to be crowned champions. Wait, do they need to lose? I think they might actually need to lose one of their games. We're 3 points behind. If we win both, oh God. I don't want to start off episode 100 with a terrible mathematics summation. If we win both, we get 6, that's 92. If they win, they'll have to lose one of their two games. Okay, there we go. God, why am I so bad at maths? Alright, so let's dive into it then. First game of today's episode is indeed the Hornets here at the Cardiff City Stadium. And heading into the game, Watford having a bit of a bogey team for us throughout the save, as we've seen. And this is going to be our team for the game. With the game on Tuesday against Paris Saint-Germain, we're fielding a much changed side for the match. Loads of change for the team because, again, realistically, our chance to win the title is incredibly slim. On the injury report right now, Ramsden is down, as we know he's done for the season, as is Pierre Rabiot. So two big blows there, and also Presnel Kimpembe is slightly tired and won't start this game. Other than that, this is our team. Very weakened lineup because, again, I think our chance to win the title is all but gone now. So this is our team. Fans in goal, but for Sessegnon carrying a knock, Umtiti, Capital and Moreno, with Salza and Casemiro as a box-to-box for the middle. So probably change those two roles around there. Casemiro playing box-to-box with 5 for acceleration and 6 for pace. Can't see that'd be a bad thing. On the wing, Sterling on the left, Jason on the right, who we rarely see on the flanks nowadays, normally always playing through the middle, and the OG sporting Maria up top, and on the bench, 17-year-old Mackenzie Watts, Geordie, Jonathan Orme, you gotta love it, Brahim Coutinho, Cotterill, and Pedro Antonio. Much weakened lineup. We're basically giving the title to Liverpool today. Let's see how we get on. Come on, you Bluebirds. Again, mathematically, there is still a definite chance we could be crowned champions, but due to the goal difference swing, it is extremely unlikely. The Reds have got to lose one of their final two, which is unlikely on its own, and we've got to win both our games too. As Jason, it's the post, and Maria can't turn in a rebound, but the flag was raised anyway. We're still going to go for it though. We're not giving up just yet. Jason off the woodwork with a free kick. Here's Raz on the ball, finding Salza. Oh yes, and there is our first goal. A weakened lineup, but there's the breakthrough Vitor Salza, who I was thinking about starting actually on Tuesday night, due to the fact that the OG doesn't play too well in big games, and this guy this season, in his debut year for us on a free transfer, has been an absolute bargain. Lovely finish from range, that's his 5th of the year, and there's the breakthrough 20 minutes in. We're keeping the pressure on for now. Maria loses possession, and Watford get it back with Thankyou. Dispossessed by Sterling, but his tackle shot straight to Robinho. But his lazy pass has allowed Maria to sneak in, intercept, and finesse it past the goalkeeper for a quick fire double. Paleo with the finish. We know on Tuesday night Pedro Antonio starting, so Maria capitalising on his fresh legs, giving us our second goal. Great tackle by Sterling, dropped straight to Fabinho, but that's a lazy pass, plays his man into trouble. Maria first to react, takes it round him, 2-0. I was taught this a lot in junior football. When you're playing the ball backwards, as the Reds have gone in front away at Molineux, basically rendering this result meaningless. If you're going to play the ball backwards to either a centre-back or the goalkeeper, it's better to overhit the pass than to underhit it. If you underhit it, you always have the potential of an opposition player latching onto a loose ball, intercepting, and then so close from goal, has a great chance of storming clear. So 2-0 here, but again, with Liverpool now leading away in the West Midlands, it's highly unlikely this result will do anything but at least keep the pressure onto the final day. But again, it means that even on the final day, if we were to beat Sheffield Wednesday, Liverpool would need to lose at home Southampton, which again is pretty much definitely not going to happen. So 2-0 up, but at least we're doing our job. Here's Jesse Lingard on the ball though, and Jason makes a great tackle and wins it back as we'll play out from the back. Which I should say, it's not good to overhit or underhit a pass, but still. Anyway, Sal's to Maria, and we have had a great first half. 3 goals up here in our final home game of the Premier League campaign, and Vitor Salza has now got an assist to go along with a goal as well, as Maria bags his brace, playing out from the back. And I got to say, I'm thinking about taking this guy off here at half time, because I was thinking Tuesday night, does he deserve to start in the advanced playmaker role behind Pedro Antonio, Portuguese boys together? Perhaps. Well, he's given me something to ponder as we head into the dressing room. 3-0 here, and we're doing our job. We're into stoppage time, and that looks like it's going to do it as Jason hits that free kick over, and Liverpool have now gone 4-1 up away at Molineux. We've missed their goal updates. We only saw one in the first half. We missed the others, but seriously, 4-1 the final score there, and 3-0 here. So it means that it doesn't matter. The goal difference swing remains the same, and the point deficit remains the same as well. We do our job. Mathematically, we take it to the final day, but unfortunately, it's not going to matter for much now. You know, normally in Football Manager, the goal updates are very consistent, very reliable, but this was more like FIFA Career Mode goal updates. Barely any getting reported, other than the first and fourth goals that the Reds scored. So, yeah, we keep the pressure on, and again, it's good to know we're taking it to the final day, but again, due to the goal difference swing, it is pretty much meaningless now. It's going to be the Reds' title. We're 3 points behind. The goal difference gap is 7. We need to win our game, and Liverpool need to lose their game at home to Southampton, and there needs to be a goal difference swing of, again, 7 goals, which is obviously not going to happen. So, yeah, Liverpool, we held it for a year, but you're back on top. It's your championship. But again, we got bigger fish to fry, baby. We're more worried about Tuesday night at home to Paris Saint-Germain. Nice to get the win. Nice confidence boost, and great to see the fringe players stepping up as well. But again, this is a far more important game for us here. Tuesday night, this is the one. And as we're now about to jump into it, it's time for the second game of today's season finale, and it is the second leg of the Champions League semi-final. Just real briefly, the OG just picked up a knock in training yesterday with a tight hamstring, although he should be okay to start the game anyway, just carrying that slight knock. So I'll keep him in the starting 11 with Vitor on the bench, and thus this will be our team as we head in to this second leg where PSG must score 2 times on the night. Otherwise, we are through to the Champions League final for the first time since season 6. So this will be our team, 43 on once again, and this is our lineup. Dean comes back between the sticks after his good performance away at the Parc des Princes. In the back four, he's gone Calves, Kimpembe, Jordi and Stefano, with Alenia and Brahim through the middle. On the wing, Sterling, who scored away in France, Dennis on the right, and the OG carrying that knock is supporting Pedro Antonio, top scorer in the Champions League, up top tonight. And on the bench, fans, Capital, Moreno, McTominay, Jason, Vitor Salza and Maria as well. PSG must score 2 times tonight, otherwise we're into the final. Come on you Bluebirds, let's not choke it here. I'm going to say to the boys in the dressing room as well, assertively, I expect you to come back after the match as finalists. I expect it. We might be taking on the best team in the world right now, but after our fantastic win away in France, I trust this team. I've got so much confidence in this Cardiff team here. I expect them to win this game. Not just win the tie, but win this game tonight. I mean, we won in Paris and scored 3 goals as well. Why can't we do the same here in front of our home crowd? And right now, 18 minutes into the game, still tied at 0-0. Longer it goes on like this, though, I'm fine with it. But look at his stats right now. 5 shots, 2 on target, and also a lot more of the ball as well. We've already began this game off on the front foot. Stefano sends it long. Pedro Antonio is there! Great save by Alisson. That would have been huge. Scored 2 goals in 6 minutes away in the first leg. That should have been another one, as he's still chasing that Champions League golden boot. But this is what we wanted to see tonight. This is what we want to see. Don't rest on our scoreline on aggregate. Go for goals. Raheem to Pedro Antonio. He's through again! And this time makes no mistake. Cardiff City 1, PSG 0. And that means now the visitors must score 3 times on the night. Otherwise, we're into the final. Goncalves to Raheem, who played so well after coming off the bench last week. Plays it long. Pedro Antonio, lovely first touch, and right at the goalkeeper, but Alisson can only divert it into the top corner. Pedro Antonio has been unstoppable this season. The only way they've been able to stop him this season is by injuring him. 1-0 Cardiff, but highlight directly from kickoff. And you already know how much trouble this could cause us if they score from it. The momentum could swing massively if they get an early goal here. Kylian Mbappe finds Ledesma into the one that got away. Brian Carrero. And now Mbappe to Carrero. The Spaniard, puts it over the bar. I tell my boys to concentrate for the final few minutes as well, and they're overwhelmed by the feedback. Not the shout they were looking for from the sidelines, but that is going to do it. First half complete, and look at the statistics here. 10 shots, 4 on target compared to 2 and 1, and 61% possession as well. I'm going to tell the boys at the break though, you might be winning, but that could all still change. Your performance levels drop. Don't let that happen. We might be needing to concede 3 if PSG are to go through, but this is the best team in the world. Don't allow complacency to seep in. And get an early goal, and that'll really put the cat amongst the pigeons. Stefano down the right. We'll find Dennis. Oh, it almost went in. It missed everyone. That low-driven cross to the middle, and it hits the woodwork, chips the paint, and PSG cleared it out. So almost snuck into the bottom corner. Alenya, free kick. Oh, Alisson pushes it away and scoops up the rebound. We have been going at PSG from the first minute. We've been so assertive tonight. Just in a wayward shot from range, go off target as we're now past the hour mark, and we still lead by 1-0. And again, 4-2 over 2 legs. And due to the 3 goals we scored away in Paris, again, don't forget now, due to the goal we scored tonight, PSG need 3 in the final 30. Otherwise, we are through. Jordi puts his foot on the ball, and the Dutch centre-half finds Brahim as the Moroccan will feed it to Gonzalez, and out wide is Dennis, who picks it up and drives forward and slides it through. Game over. It's done. It's over. It's over. Champions League final. Here we come. Pedro Antonio is winning this golden boot in Europe. Our top scorer this year of 28. He has been unstoppable. Great first touch to tee himself up and then drills it into the bottom corner. 2-0 Cardiff. Good night PSG. I think I might take off Jordi as well, just to make sure he doesn't pick up a silly second yellow card in the final. Oh, just missed an injury. That must have happened on the pitch as I was changing to the tactics there. Potential groin injury for Dennis. Oh man, we have had so many injuries to deal with in recent weeks. And now Dennis goes down as well. We'll bring on Jason down that right-hand side. But Dennis has been so big for us this season. You saw at the start of the campaign, he was amazing. He and Pedro Antonio had a nice little bromance. They also combined for our second goal tonight. Jason on, Dennis off, and I got to hope that's not a serious injury and just a tight groin at worst. 12.5 minutes to go. PSG need 3 goals. Seems like the tie's done here. That is a bit of a concern though, and we'll have to keep our eyes on that as Xavi comes forward for Paris Saint-Germain, and Goncalves makes a tackle, and away comes Vitor Sousa. And this youngster is really trying to prove... Oh, what a goal that would have been! Vitor Sousa, he plays with a chip on his shoulder, this kid. Released by Manchester United, and now he's showing the Red Devils what they're missing. That would have been incredible! Right, Capitao on for Jordi again, just to make sure he doesn't pick up that second yellow card and get suspended for the final. Corner for PSG, Mbappe takes, Dele Alli nods on, and there is a goal. Leonardo Fabricio, now this is one of the best centre-backs in the world, has just headed Paris Saint-Germain back into the tie. 6 minutes to go, they need another 2. Ali flicks on, nice header, and I'm not really sure why Stefano didn't bother moving. He's a statue, he wasn't moving at all. It was frozen solid, but hopefully it won't prove to be anything other than the consolation. But there is another highlight with 2 minutes to go, and fuck me, if we throw this away, I swear, man, I might just resign come the final whistle. Vitor Souza, back to Goncalves, as we'll play out from the back. Just got to kill the clock here. Goncalves coming forward. Takes over the halfway line and finds Pedro Antonio on for a hat-trick here, lest we forget. And he's going all the way. Oh, and he almost had it as well, just off target. Corner for PSG. Mbappe takes as a deep one, and it goes over everyone's head, including Dele Alli, who crosses to the edge. But Vitor Souza is there to win it back and send it long to Pedro Antonio. He's one-on-one with the number 18. And he's turned him inside out. And he's come inside to make sure that PSG are out. It's all over. A hat-trick for Pedro Antonio. A night he'll never forget. And a tie we'll never forget. 6-3 on aggregate. And it's officially over now. Pedro Antonio sends his man out wide. And then sends him walking. Beats him for agility. Lovely finish. It's his golden boot. And Cardiff City's ticket is booked. We're into the final. Get in. I can't remember the last time Pedro Antonio hit a hat-trick for us as well. But that's one he'll never forget. The match ball is his, the champagne is his, and Cardiff City are into the Champions League final. Look at the body language of some of my players. Convinced. Of course Pedro Antonio is convinced. Absolutely incredible performance. So passionately, I'm going to say to the boys, congratulations lads. You've all dreamt of playing in the final, and now you're going to be doing it. I'm delighted for you all. I felt confident tonight, but I didn't think we'd perform like that. That was just remarkable. I did not expect that one bit. That was just remarkable. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Shit, the Dennis injury. How bad is that? Well, we'll quickly praise Pedro Antonio first for his superb performance tonight. But how bad is that Dennis injury? I'm hovering around because I don't want to click on it. Please don't be season ending. Oh, it is. It's a groin strain. Out for 3 to 4 weeks on the physio. And, well, actually, no, because the Champions League final doesn't get played until, like, the 1st of June, does it? So, in fact, he might just about come back for it. But even if he does, he won't be match fit anyway. So he'll probably have to come off the bench. But we have had so many injuries towards the end of the season, man. And another big one as well for one of our best players. Bloody hell. Pedro Antonio. Absolutely incredible. And this is what I was talking about actually last season too, when I was saying about how if Maria was to get sold at some point, don't forget, he's out of contract next season, so this is a big summer window for us. We might possibly decide to cash in on him. I have the faith in Pedro Antonio to lead the line for us, and this season you've seen why. So we'll find out who's taking on the final then. In the other semi-final tie, the All English affair, Man City are playing Arsenal. They trail 2-1 from the first leg at the Emirates, so they'll need to score at least 2 goals tonight if they are to make it through. I don't really mind who we face. You'd probably suggest we prefer City due to the form of the clubs domestically this season, but it is indeed going to be City. Sorry, I forgot, it's not 2 goals, it's 1 goal you need due to the away goal ruling. So City are through and we'll face them in the final. Arsenal would have been quite fun though, due to the mini rivalry we've got going with Arsenal right now, but instead it's going to be Man City, and after what Yaya Toure said to me a couple of weeks ago, I'm looking forward to that. Bring them on. Also, just for those of you that are out of the loop with Yaya Toure as well and what's going on there, basically in the last episode before we played Man City, Yaya Toure took a pre-match presser, and in that he said, this will probably sound like sour grapes, but I don't really think C deserves this success. There are plenty of better managers than him out there who are more deserving of this kind of achievement, and I'm hoping a good result against Cardiff on Saturday will show the football world that I'm better than him. So Yaya Toure did not hold back in slagging me off in the pre-match press conference of the world to hear. Well, in the build-up for the Champions League final, I wonder what he's going to say there. Don't forget, we had him as a coach. I gave him his first non-playing role in the save, and then he moved on after a year with us to manage different clubs and then take over at City. And he's really alleviated the mess at Man City as well. If you remember last season, they started the season off basically in the relegation zone. They'd only won like one of their first 12 games. Ancelotti got sacked. They brought Yaya Toure in, and since then they've had a meteoric rise in the Premier League in their domestic form. They won the Europa League last year. That's how they qualify for the Champions League this year, and now we meet them in the final, which they won, and we're also the first team to win the Champions League in the save as well back in the 2018-2019 season. So this is going to be a very fun final indeed, and I'd say it's going to be very tense and very nervy, but also very even as well. That could go either way, that. Oh, and the Icelandic kid's broke his ribs out in Italy as well. The poor kid. He's down for 4 to 5 weeks. His bravery's dropped as well, but his determination hasn't dropped. which is good. And it's funny, he's barely played at Crotone as well. He's only played 10 games in the Serie A. When he has played, he scored 2 goals. He also scored in their Coppa Italia as well. I'm planning on using him a bit next season. I think that would be fun. But just real briefly before that Sheffield Wednesday game on the final game of the season, just want to see when that City game is going to be. It is on the 27th of May. So, in fact, we might have Dennis come back for that, and Ramsden and Rabiota as well. I'm not sure. Because, again, due to the match sharpness and the conditioning as well, they might not recover in time. They might do, but they might not. So we might be full strength, we might not be. I guess we'll see. So here we go, heading into the final game of the Premier League season is indeed Sheffield Wednesday away at Hillsborough. Of course, don't forget, we need to win this game and Liverpool must lose at home to Southampton, and there needs to be a 7-goal swing if we are to be crowned champions, which quite frankly is not going to happen. So because of that, we're going to field a weakened side for the game today with nothing to, well, I say nothing to play for. Technically, it's still a chance to be crowned champions, but really nothing to play for. And just make sure that none of our starters get injured for the Champions League final in 3 weeks' time. And thus, this will be our team. We've got fans back in goals. We're playing a 4-4-2 for the game as well. Now, briefly on this, the reason why I'm doing this is because when teams scout your team, when opposition teams scout your team, they often have one scouting report from the last game they played. So we're going to try and throw Man City's scouting team off here. Instead of playing our 4-2-3-1, play our 4-4-2 and see what they think to that. So yeah, fans going to start in goal. The back four is Sessegnon, Umtiti, Capital and Moreno. Midfield 4 is Coutinho, Sowers, McTominay and Jason. Up top together with Josh Cotterill and Player Maria. Hasn't scored a single goal all season long, Cotterill. Just get one today on the final day, please. And on the bench, Mackenzie Watt, Geordie, Jonathan Orme, again, Casemiro, Gonzalez, Sterling, and Pedro Antonio as well. So a farewell for a few of our players today. And again, the title is basically Liverpool, so just making sure none of our stars get injured. Come on, you Bluebirds, anyway. I'm going to say to the boys, I fully expect to keep our run going and win this match, despite the fact we are fielding a much weakened lineup. And again, of course, Sheffield Wednesday got nothing to play for either. They're now mathematically safe. The bottom 3 have already been decided. I think, interestingly enough, everything's already been settled on the final day. Yeah, it has indeed. It has. Liverpool, you know, they're going to be crowned champions, obviously. The top 4 have already been decided. The Europa League places have been decided. And the bottom 3 have been decided as well already. So, interesting final day this. There's basically nothing to play for any team. We just love anticlimactic final days. As Maria is pushed in the area by Josh Tymon. And it's a VAR, but I think that's going to be a spot kick here inside the first 5 minutes. Normally these decisions, if they're not on the edge of the area, are pretty much always a penalty. As the referee comes back out and does indeed award the spot kick and a chance for us to go in front. And I just realised, because Jason's on the pitch, he's going to take it. Please, skipper. No, it's so... Damn it, Jason takes the penalty. And he misses it. It's on target, but it's stopped by the goalkeeper, and it's still 0-0. Fuck's sake. He barely ever misses spot kicks, Jason. But typically, in the final game of the season, he misses one. But here he's down the right side, trying to make amends by whipping it in. Headed away, but straight to Paleo, who takes it around his man and finds the back of the net. And it's okay. Batman's blushes are spared by Robin. Paleo would have finished. The Vice puts us in front. Captain down the right-hand side, whipping into the middle, headed away. But Maria, so composed, just takes it around his man so casually. And with that weaker left foot, I've said this before, even though he never developed a weaker foot, it was still right only. He has in recent seasons started scoring a few more goals with his left. There's one there, 1-0 Cardiff City, but again, it's pretty much meaningless. I love the fact Jason's still motivated as well on a 6.2. On a 6.2, but he's still like, I can turn this around. 6.1 now. But he still believes in himself, Jason. He's still motivated. 6.0. What's he doing out there? Also at half-time as well, at Anfield right now, the Reds are leading by 2-0. So, yeah, as we knew, title had all but been secured last weekend. And Jason's on a 6.0. I would have said pre-game to the lads in the dressing room, there's places up for grabs here in the Champions League final. Captain's having the worst performance of the save. I love the fact he's still motivated, though. That's just brilliant. Like, he's having an absolute shocker. Yet he's still motivated and determined to get us this win. Even though it's not going to mean anything because the Reds already won the title, he's still motivated. Alpha male. Here we go on Casemiro for his final appearance in professional football as well. He's retiring at the end of the year, so we'll bring him on for one last game. And I might take off Maria as well, just to make sure he doesn't get injured. And play Jonathan Orme instead. And I'm going to put Jason up top as well. His rating's so low, I may as well now. I'm going to put Jason up top. Go on, son. 5.9 as he gets moved to the striker role. Worst performance of the season for Captain Fantastic. And there is a throw for Sheffield Wednesday as well. Pereira on the ball crossing, McTominay clears, but there is Jason, the captain, leading the counter-attack and playing a brilliant ball to Josh Cotterill. Oh, it's saved. What a fucking ball. That was perfect, and it was Cotterill as well, running through one-on-one. Hasn't scored a single goal all season. Casemiro couldn't shoot. Back to Cotterill. Jason, oh, he's missed a ball. It was offside anyway. Oh, God. Oh, God. Header over the bar. 1-0. It's over. Final game of the season ends in a victory, but it comes in vain. We get the 3 points, but it means nothing. Jason ends up on a 6.0. Oh my word. A good win, boys. Well done. And I need to open the balcony door as well, because I'm sweating like crazy, man. I'm sweating like crazy. That was just the most amazing ball as well. It was just inch perfect. So interestingly enough, as we get £44 million of prize money for finishing second in the table, we do see here in this media article that the press officer just emailed to us here. It says we lost the top spot on the final day, and so we dropped off the top of the Premier League on the final day. But obviously we didn't. We weren't top. We were second. So why are the media trying to spin this story that we bottled it on the final day? It was already over. That's just fake news. Said it before and I'll say it again. It's 'cause we're Welsh. It's 'cause we're Welsh. Henrik, don't pay attention to it, mate. What did I just say? It's fake news. It's 'cause we're Welsh. It's 'cause we're Welsh. The media in this country just don't want to see us win the title ever again. They don't want to see us win the title ever again. And as I said before, it's like, yeah, Henrik Larsson is Swedish and I'm English. But either way, this is how the Premier League Premier League table ends up looking then after 38 games. The Reds are indeed back on top. They have been the best team in England throughout the save. And they are once again champions with 30 wins in 38 games. And I mentioned it before as well during the season. The reason we lost the title and failed to retain it is because of the draws. I mentioned it before. Liverpool lost more games than both us and Arsenal. They only lost once, Arsenal. We lost twice. But it's because we kept on drawing our games. If you want to win the title, you got to win your game. Simple as that. So the top four ends up being looking like Liverpool top, Cardiff second, Arsenal third, and Man United in fourth. Chelsea and City qualify for the Europa League, and the bottom three are Brighton, Watford, and Huddersfield Town as well. And as for the top scorers this year, after 3 consecutive Golden Boots, there's a new winner. It's an English striker called Edward Bennett, who wins it for the Reds. This guy is absolutely phenomenal as well. The best English striker in the game. He's 6'7" with 20 flair, rapid, technically unstoppable. He's one of the best strikers in the world, mate. He's just unbelievable. And yeah, that's how the season ends up looking, and that's how the Premier League ends after 38 games. Look at the team of the year as well. We had 3 representatives, Dennis, Alenya, and Palea Maria as well. But everyone else came from Liverpool, apart from the goalkeeper that's from Arsenal. Talk about top 3 dominance. Right, so what I'm going to do is process through to the Champions League final as well. Again, it comes on the 27th of May, which does mean that hopefully we will have Dennis Ramsden and Rabiot back for it as well. Sessegnon, as we know now, is going to be back for it too, as he's played our final 2 Premier League games. But yeah, I'll process through to it, and hopefully no injuries during that time. If there are, I'll come back for those. Otherwise, I'll see you in a minute for the big one. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? Just before we go into that Champions League final, do you know what I'm going to do? We need to have our testosterone flowing if we are going to be crowned champions. Cardiff Corries, welcome back to our stadium for a thrashing. We need this. So this is it. Here we are. It all comes down to this. The Champions League final as Cardiff City take on Manchester City as we look to avenge our demons from Season 6 and win our first piece of silverware ever in the save at the OAKA Cyprus Louis Stadium in Greece. Now, obviously, Man City have won the Champions League in the save before. They won it back in the first season of the save, but haven't won it since then. Because we've only reached the final once. That was in Season 6, where, of course, we lost in heartbreaking fashion to Milan. Also, for those wondering, we did play the Cardiff Corries in the testosterone flowing game, and we won by 12 goals. No, just for those curious what happened in that friendly in the last weekend. Yeah, that was 6 days ago. And as we get into the game, there was an injury to report actually in training. Brahim went down with a bruised thigh. So we're giving him painkillers for the game. He'll be on the bench. Ramsden's going to start. But yeah, Brahim did get a slight knock in training. But it was interesting because in the training session, would it show it there? No, it doesn't show it there. Basically, we only had penalties yesterday. We only had penalties in training, just a penalty shootout drill. Yeah, as you can see in the email here, in our inbox, it says that Brahim sustained a bruised thigh following a robust challenge. So I was thinking, how did he get that robust challenge on him in a penalty shootout? Did someone like clatter into him whilst he was doing a run-up or something? I don't know. But anyway, Champions League final, and let's do it then. 4-2-3-1, and this will be our team for the game. Rabiota, Dennis, and Ramsden are all back, but all three of them aren't exactly match fit for the game. But Ramsden and Dennis are going to start the match, and this will be our team. 4-2-3-1, tiki-taka style of play, and this is our lineup. Fans in goal, back for Ogon, Cowers, Kimpembe, Jordi, and Stefano, Valenia, and Ramsden through the middle. Third forward, Sessegnon on the left, Dennis on the right, whose sharpness is poor, to be fair, with the OG sporting Pedro Antonio. And I'm just thinking, with that fitness logo there, and the match sharpness only being 81%. Now, normally I won't start a player with that poor match sharpness for a big game. And I am thinking, Jason's on. No, I can't. The temptation is real. But I don't think I can. So on the bench, Henderson, Capital, and Titi Moreno. So fucking tempting. Moreno, McTominay, Brahim with the injections, Vitor Salza, Jason, Sterling, Rabiot, Cotterill, and Maria as well in our 12 sub lineup. And I can't. Can I? I can't. I can't do this, can I? I can't. I really want to. I don't know. Oh God. I just want to play him. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. It's the Champions League final, and we all know what happened in the last one. Jason scored from the spot, and we lost it on the shootout, but Jason scored in that as well. You know, I've said this a billion times in this save, and I'll say it once again. It's not about who's best, it's who you trust. I tell you what, I don't give a shit what this says here. All throughout his career, he's put in incredible shifts every single season. He's been ruined by injuries, but this is my captain. This is our legend. This is the alpha male, Jason. Skipper starting the Champions League final. What have I done? How do I approach this team talk here with that last minute change? How do I approach this? Calm, assertive, passionate, or aggressive? I do quite fancy being aggressive, you know, getting right into the faces of our team and saying to the boys, there's a trophy on the line. Go out there and show everyone that you're born winners. You're born winners. Go on, lads. It's Jason. He's motivated. He's motivated for it. It's the right call. Jason, 5th minute, free kick, 25 yards, bends one in top corner. Fuck Yaya Toure. Fuck Manchester City. Come on, Cardiff City. Let's avenge those demons. Quarter of an hour into the game, still deadlocked at 0-0. Ramsden's nervous out there, and I'm already thinking perhaps an early sub. Because I don't want that. I don't want that translating and rubbing off to my other boys on the pitch as well. You don't want that. Half an hour in, still 0-0. Nothing to report in the Champions League final until now, as Gonzalez nods it to Goncalves and finds Carlos Alenia, who often comes good in the big games. And he'll knock it out wide to Stefano. Jason was free there at the near post. Cross comes in. Ramsden! No, it was on the post. I thought it went in. It deflected off Pedro Antonio off the woodwork, and Man City escape. A terrible, lacklustre first half. That's the only chance we've had, and we hit the woodwork. And that will do it for the first half. Still 0-0. This has been fucking tragic. Ramsden nervous on a 6.6. I'm already thinking he's got to come off. Bring on Scott McTominay, perhaps. Scott McTominay. I'm going to say to the boys here. I think passionately. I got to instill some passion in my team right now and say to them all. I'm not going to repeat myself. I'll say this is a special day for the supporters. Go out there and make them happy. Do this for the fans. Do this to the travelling supporters. How has Stefano become demotivated from me saying calmly I have faith? That normally never lets you down. And yet for the first time it has. Bit of a concern. Just saw at the top as well, City are bringing on some experience at the break. Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, who are still here in the save. Brought on by Yaya Toure as the second half gets underway. The body language is good apart from Ramsden, who's now apprehensive out there in a half where there's been, a game where there's been basically nothing. This is like fucking terrible. There's nothing going on. Right, I'm gonna change things up a bit here, and I'm gonna play a little bit more direct in our passing, higher our tempo as well. Tell the boys to be more expressive, get creative out there, and I'm gonna bring off Ramsden now. It's either Brahim with injections or McTominay though, and I think we should go with the Moroccan, who's done very well this season for us, particularly in Europe. 23 minutes to go, still deadlocked. Bloody hell, this has been absolutely tragic, this. There has been absolutely nothing going on. This is terrible. This is the fucking Champions League final. And I think the fans will be wanting a refund come... 1 minute of stoppage time in the Champions League final. That says it all. 1 minute of stoppage time. Fucking hell. The body language is good. Jason is fired up out there. Jason's fired up. Everyone's motivated apart from Sessegnon's composed as well. And I feel like I need to change my team talks up a little bit here. So I'm going to be assertive now to the boys. No, keep it calm actually. Keep it calm. Because it is still 0-0 to be fair. We've not done anything bad. And I'm going to say to the boys, simply put, I'm not happy. Because I'm not. You know, we're a team built on offense. And so far, we've not showed that. Tactically, I think we should make some changes here as well. What I might do is possibly take off the OG, who normally does play poorly in big games too. He's not played especially well out there. Push Alenya further up, because we know Alenya is so good when playing further forward. Or perhaps what we could do is bring on Paleo Maria for Gonzalez, keep Alenya where he is, but perhaps change his role to an advanced playmaker, just staying in a central midfield role, and having Maria playing behind Pedro Antonio as a shadow striker. We've got 2 more subs to make as well. I do fancy taking off Jason, but I'm not too sure yet. Sessegnon perhaps for Goncalves, pushing back to left back, but Goncalves is playing well. No, we'll leave him for now. But what I think I'll do is take off Stefano for Moreno in the right back role, just for more fresh legs down the flank. Extra time to begin. This has been absolutely tragic. It's still 0-0. Here we go, highlight, 2 minutes into the extra time period as Maria nods it back to Carls and finds Goncalves. Now Brahim's on the edge there, free as well as the cross comes in and Edison claims it pretty comfortably. At this rate, penalties are a dead cert. But in games like this, so often it's just one goal that separates the teams. And I said before, so often in those games, it's a moment of magic or a big mistake from someone. John Stones finds Shap the left back, and City are going to play out from inside their own half. But Kimpembe wins it back. Good old Presnel gives us possession. And now we'll try and build from just inside the Man City half with Carlos Alenya on the ball, popping out wide towards Sessegnon, down the left, and Ryan picks it up, finds Goncalves, who crosses. Yes, he's done it again! The Golden Boot winner in the Champions League, our top scorer this season with goal number 30, Pedro Antonio. Pedro Antonio, that Portugal to Portugal connection, Goncalves with a cross, and Pedro Antonio nods it in. Cardiff 1, City 0. And that is going to do it for the first half of extra time. 15 minutes to go. Both Carls and Ryan are looking a little bit tired out there. But I don't really want to make changes whilst we're still leading. So I'll leave it just for now. 15 minutes to go. And as things stand, 15 minutes separate us from our first ever piece of European silverware. Brought on Rabiota for Sterling. And we're about to enter the final few seconds. Jason's picked up a booking probably for time wasting. And that should do it. So, oh, wait. I got to change to 3D, haven't I? I got to change to 3D because that is going to do it. And that means now, as we win ourselves a free kick deep in the Man City territory, that is all over. Cardiff City have avenged their demons from Season 6 and are European champions for the first time in the save in, without doubt, one of the worst Champions League finals in the history of football. Couldn't give a shit though. The Champions League is ours. Jason applauding. The players are celebrating. It's all over. Cardiff City are Champions League winners. Jason lifting the trophy. There's me in my same outfit I wore for our Premier League winners medal and FA Cup winners medals last year. And I'm lifting the trophy. So I want to see that. There I am lifting the trophy in front of the City fans for some reason. We've done it. It's over. Cardiff European champions. Here we are, now we're doing it in front of the Cardiff fans behind the goal, lifting the trophy aloft. I tell you what, I do like these animations, I really do. Obviously, I play on an iMac, and I know, iMacs are terrible at gaming and stuff. I don't really play video games that much, but I know the iMac graphic compatibility is pretty poor. But I still quite like this. I must say, it's pretty nice to see those sort of animations there, and the celebrations as well. Cardiff City, Champions League winners, and Jason starting the game. Did absolutely fuck all apart from get a booking in the final. But he led the team to the silverware. Convinced as well. Oh my word, what a shocking game that was. But I'm going to passionately say to the boys, congratulations boys, enjoy these moments of glory. You deserve it. Cardiff City, European champions, get in. Says we celebrate a double here as well, which is obviously stupid because the other trophy we won this year with the Community Shield, as we always say, that's a glorified friend. We don't really care about that. But there we go. Oh, look at that in the news article on a hot summer's evening at the OAKA Spyros Louis. Cardiff's Jason lived the dream of many supporter as he lifted the Champions Cup. With the game nearing an end, it was Pedro Antonio who scored a fine header from point blank range to give Cardiff the lead. For an occasion which promised so much, the fixture was marred by a succession of fouls by Man City to prevent the match from ever truly getting into a rhythm. It was a pretty shocking game. And I couldn't give a shit though, because we've won the Champions League. I'm one of the top English managers, truly the darkest timeline. And I'm buzzing, man. I'm absolutely buzzing. I said before, I didn't want to leave Cardiff until we won a Champions League. And now we've done it. We've done it. European winners in an all, well, I suppose we're Welsh, but still an all British affair. Absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing, man. And for Jason, I was thinking that could so quickly backfire, make it starting in that game there on the right hand side. But in the end, it proved to be the right decision. We stay as legends. Unfortunately, Maria is still just an icon. Oh yeah, get in, Carl Zalenia, Cocky Carls is now part of our favoured personnel alongside Sessegnon as well. I'm shocked that Goncalves has never become part of that. But either way, Jason and I, legends with Cardiff City. Shame that Maria hasn't joined us there, but either way, what an end to the season. Absolutely fantastic. And so fitting as well that Pedro Antonio was the goal scorer and the game winner. Top scorer in the Champions League this season. Scored those goals against PSG in the semis with 14 in total as well. He was a monster this year in Europe and a big reason as to why we were European winners. And as we end the season, we will wrap it up here with the end of season awards, the team meeting and all the other good stuff as well. Starting with the former. You can see, well, interesting enough, Sessegnon won the Player of the Year this year. Now that is, I've got to say, that's pretty surprising to me. Now normally they get that spot on. Based on who has been the true player of the season. But I personally would have given it to Pedro Antonio. I know in the Premier League this year only scored 13 goals, but I think he deserved it for his goals in Europe, particularly more than anything. But Sessegnon did play well this year, to be fair. 6 goals and 5 assists in 32 games, averaging a 7.39 as well. Carl's won the goal of the season. Unsurprisingly, he pretty much always wins it, but can't see it though for some reason. Signed the season was Capital for 10.25 million. And a bargain, really, when you think about it. Only 19 years old, but as we know, so good. And a young player of the season, that's not a surprise. Pedro Antonio at 22. And for our season review, it was a memorable season for Cardiff as they tasted success in the European Champions Cup and the glorified friendly. Cardiff are expected to be among the leading contenders for continental qualification, and they lived up to that billing by securing a place themselves. The Bluebirds finished where many had expected them to, spending time at the top of the table and deviating little from a course to help them achieve what they had set out for the start of the campaign. And match the season was our 4-0 win over Huddersfield. Wouldn't have said that myself, no way. I would have said that should have been the the 4-0 win against Barca or the wins against PSG. Actually, no, I think it's always the Premier League, isn't it? But anyway, and a moment to forget was our 6-1 loss away at Old Trafford, which was, to be fair, absolutely shambolic. So as for the plans for next season, I'm going to calmly say to the boys, we're aiming to qualify with the Champions League next time around. Oh, okay. I'll change that then. Fair enough. It's good to see you pushing us for us to be better and now to win the title. Well, now it seems like the boys have got a taste for the silverware and a success. They don't want Champions League qualification on its own now. They want the title to go with it as well. And we'll get the boys back early. 5 weeks too. There is a European Championship coming at the end of the season. And as Pedro Antonio did indeed win the Golden Boot in Europe, we see quite a lot of our players named the Dream Team. In fact, most of the Dream Team coming from Cardiff, including all of our back four, which I like, Alenya Dennis and our number 9 as well. And so I think that should be that. We fail our financial fair play, and I've said this before, I've never actually had a points deduction for failing this financial fair play. All I've ever had is fines, so we've got another fine here of 231k, but fair enough, we can afford that. And all our top shirt sellers this year were Maria Ramsden, Antonio Sessignon, and the OG as well. I'd love to see Kimpembe get in that list. And our facilities have been downgraded as well. It's a bit of a shame due to technological advances. And yeah, there you go. I don't know how to end the season now. We've won the Champions League, and I don't know how to say goodbye. Well, I suppose when you think about it, now we've won the Champions League, we've won the Premier League, we've won the FA Cup, and we've won the Carabao Cup as well. There isn't really anything else to win, is there? I mean, obviously the only other thing is the Europa League, but we don't really mind too much now we've won the Champions League. So I guess really we could just end everything here. 10 seasons with Cardiff, a Champions League, a Premier League, 2 FA Cups and 2 Carabao Cups as well. Plus if you want 2 Community Shields too. Just extraordinary seasons, extraordinary games, extraordinary storylines. I mean, is there anything else left to do? I think, to be honest, I think we're done. I think we're totally done now. I can't think of anything with this Cardiff team now that we're lacking. Our bank balance is £150 million. We're absolutely cash rich. It's better than it's ever been before. So the club is as healthy as a horse in terms of its finances. Our youngsters, as we know, aren't exactly the best, but there are some decent academy talents. And obviously, as we know, we've brought in a few good youngsters as well. So the team is young. It's only getting better year by year. We've tasted the success. The backroom staff is very good as well. I think we've taken this project as far as we can go. I think after that Champions League there, we've done it. I think it's finished. I think the series is over. I think we've done it. Oh, and a few days later, there's another change in our favoured personnel list as well. Pedro Antonio, Champions League winner, is there. And Sessegnon's now moved into the Icons list as well, which is great to see. I wish Henrik Larsson was here with us as well. But, yeah, I think we're done. We've got 5-star reputation. I don't think there's anything else left to do. We could walk away from Cardiff, and with the team being so young and looking so good in the present and for the future as well, I think we're finished. I think it's over. I think it's time to say goodbye. I really do. It's been an incredible series. It's been an incredible save. And I will say this right now, and I've said it a few times, and I'll say it once again. This is my favourite series I have done for YouTube. And I want to go out on a high. I don't want to do another season or another season after that and have a trophy this year, lose our Champions League, fail to reclaim the Premier League title. I want to go out on top. I want to go out on top as Champions League winners, and I think we're done. I think we're finished. I really do. Well, I didn't plan for this to be the final episode of the season, but actually, in a way, it's kind of fitting. It's episode 100, it's a thank you special, it's a season finale, and it's a series finale as well. And what a series it has been. It has been my favourite FM save for YouTube ever. It's featured my favourite player in FM history for me. And this will go down as one of my favourite FM saves. Oh, Lenny, what's up with the red arrows, bruv? Of all time. Not just for YouTube, but all the saves I've done. I've been playing Football Manager since Championship Manager 4. And my first ever FM/CM was a demo disc I got with a box of cereal. And that was many years ago now. With all the saves I've done, with all the series I've produced for YouTube, this is my absolute all-time favourite, featuring my favourite Football Manager player of all time, Jason. 2-time FA Cup winner, Carabao Cup winner, well, it should be twice, but he missed the final, of course, that year. Premier League winner, and now Champions League winner as well. I'm in a way, I'm kind of glad that we're saying goodbye before Jason does, before he retires. But I tell you what, man, this guy, I don't think I'm ever going to have another player. I could do another 100 Football Manager saves. I don't think I'll ever have another player like Jason. I think to end the save, what we'll do as well is we'll come back to Jason and just go through his stats and his accolades as well. But what a save, man. What an absolutely incredible save. And I want to go out on top. I want to go out on top as champions of Europe. An extraordinary end to an extraordinary save. And thank you so much for watching episode 100, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed the thank you special. And I hope you've enjoyed the whole save as well. It certainly has been a really, really fun one. My favourite ever to produce for YouTube. And I've had so much enjoyment making this save, playing through it, and presenting this series to you guys. It's been absolutely phenomenal. It's just had everything. It's had literally everything in it. So from me and your captain, alpha male, and leader, Jason, who ended up playing 274 times for Cardiff and scoring 79 goals. What an extraordinary series this has been. And thank you so much for all the support throughout it. It's been absolutely brilliant. It truly has been remarkable, and I could not have asked for a better hero and legend of this save than a guy who we signed back in Season 1 for £1.9 million. Didn't even know who he was when we picked him up, but we all know who he is now. Unbelievable. His first year, 7 goals and 4 assists in 36 games. Some incredible moments. Absolutely incredible goals during that season as well. Second season, sophomore year for us, 11 goals and 12 assists. That was when we knew we had a special talent flying down the right with us. Next season, 8 goals and 11 assists in 33 games. Then 15 goals and 12 assists in season 4, where he took over as captain from Harry Maguire. And then in season 5, his first full year as captain, if you remember this season, he scored 17 goals, his best goal scoring year for us ever, and was third in the Golden Boot race in the Premier League. He won Players Player of the Year, he won Footballer of the Year, he got recognition from his peers and from his colleagues in the Cardiff team as well. 13 assists and 8 man of the matches to go along with those goals too. And then after that in season 6, leading us to the Champions League final, scoring in that final as well, but sadly it ended in heartbreak. 9 goals and 8 assists in 20 games, but of course that was when, as we knew, from that season onwards, the injuries plagued him for his final few years. But despite the knocks, despite the pain, despite the hurt, despite the limited minutes, he still put in really good shifts despite declining ability as well. What an absolute legend this guy has been, man. Absolute legend. A true hero if I've ever seen one. There we are, top goal scorer, third place, Players Player of the Year, Footballer of the Year as well. That was one of my favourite moments when he won Footballer of the Year and Players Player. That was absolutely incredible, man. Just extraordinary. What a legend, man. What a legend. I don't want to say goodbye, though. I don't want to stop recording. I want to keep going. I don't want to say goodbye, but what a way to leave Cardiff City, man. What a way to lead them. They're in such a healthy position, and as we know, we're still looking... Oh, no, we found one. I was going to say, we're looking for a new site for our stadium, but it's gone. The searching for site is gone. I never got an email about that, but it says we now got planning permission, or we're applying for planning permission. So we found a site. We're just trying to get planning permission from the council. And, well, we're going to lead them with a future stadium to move into in the next 2 or 3 years as well then. Just a fitting way to end an incredible save, man. I don't want to say goodbye. I don't want to end it. I don't want to stop recording. But I think we're going to have to. We'll leave it there. Otherwise, I'll just keep rambling on for eternity. So thank you so much for watching the season finale, episode 100, and in the end, the series finale as well, in what has been my favourite Football Manager series for YouTube ever. Really hope you have enjoyed every single season of the 10 we've produced. If you have, then please do drop a like, and much love to each and every single one of you. Thank you for making this series a possibility, my favourite FM series of all time. And what we'll do is we'll do one more episode in the save, but it'll just be one last look at the save. We'll do an in-depth special, and we'll go through the whole save in depth. But if you don't want to watch that, this will be the final episode you'll see. Then thank you sincerely for all your support throughout 10 incredible seasons, an amazing ending to the save as well. It truly has been absolutely brilliant and better than I ever could have anticipated. So thank you for everything, guys. Much love to each and every single one of you. I don't want to say goodbye, but we better leave it there. Otherwise, I'll be rambling on forever. Take it easy, guys. Much love to you all, and I will see you for the in-depth look at the save, one last look at the save very soon. Otherwise, for hopefully another video on my channel very soon, and another Football Manager save very soon as well. Much love, guys. Take care. And from me and Jason, bye now.